Welcome to this IELTS listening practice test. You will listen to 4 recordings and answer questions based on what you hear. Please listen carefully and answer the questions as instructed. Section 1. You will hear a conversation between a man and a woman discussing travel arrangements. First, you have some time to look at question 1 to 7. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 7.
Good morning. My name is Paul Corbin from Online Ticket Booking Center. How can I help you today?
Hello, I'd like to book a train ticket to Edinburgh, please.
Sure. When are you planning to travel?
I'm looking to leave on Friday morning and return on Sunday evening.
All right, let me check the schedule for you. We have a train departing at 8 o'clock a.m. on Friday, although only premium economy seats are available. Does that work for you?
Yes, that's perfect. And what time does the return train leave on Sunday?
Usually we have 2 trains every day, but due to technical glitches, the morning train would not be available. The evening return train departs at 6 o'clock p.m. on Sunday.
That sounds good. What are the charges, and can I reserve a window seat, please?
Certainly. The ticket price is $40, and with taxes, the total is $45. By what name would you like to have the reservation? Besides, help me with your email ID as well for the payment booking link.
My name is Sarah Johnson. My email ID is johnson@gmail.com.
All right, Miss Johnson, your ticket is booked. Have a great trip.
Now you have some time to look at your answers. Now you have some time to look at questions 7 to 10. Now listen carefully and answer questions 7 to 10.
Do we have options of room booking as well?
Yes, they are available. We have 3 room categories: economy, deluxe, and luxury.
Could you help me with the charges of the deluxe room?
Sure, it's $150 per day and includes breakfast and a complimentary drink.
I would like to have lunch included as well.
Sure, that would be an additional $20.
Now you have some time to look at your answers. Part 2. You will hear 2 students talking to each other regarding their academics. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 15. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 15.
Hey, Maria. How are you? Have you decided on the topic for your history presentation yet?
Hi, John. Yes, I'm going to focus on the Industrial Revolution. I find that period really fascinating.
That's a great choice. There's so much to cover. Are you going to focus on any specific aspect of it?
Although initially I was interested in the Green Revolution, I realized there wasn't much content, so now I'm planning to concentrate on the impact of the Industrial Revolution on urbanization and how it changed cities. I think it will make my presentation more engaging and informative.
Interesting. I'm doing my presentation on the civil rights movement in the United States.
That is a very critical topic. There's a lot of significant events and figures to talk about.
Absolutely. I'm particularly interested in the role of Martin Luther King Jr. and the nonviolent protests. I was really impressed by them.
His speeches were incredibly powerful. Have you found enough resources for your research? Perhaps you could refer to old history textbooks.
I don't find old textbooks of much use. However, I've been using the university's online library. It has a lot of academic papers and books on the subject.
That's good to know. I'll check it out for my research too. Thanks for the tip.
No problem. Good luck with your presentation.
Now you have some time to look at your answers. Now you have some time to look at questions 16 to 20. Now listen carefully and answer questions 16 to 20.
What do you think would be a good publishing house to get our work published? I have heard a lot of the State Publishing Agency.
Yes, even I have heard about it, but it stays closed during and summers and is only functional from January to April.
Oh, that might be a problem then. How about the JPM publishers? I heard they give really good discounts to students.
Yes, they do. In fact, last year they offered 70% discount to one of our alums. Isn't that fantastic? Speaking of which, I think we can try the SBN house as well. Not only are they close to our premises, they are the college's official publisher as well.
Oh yes, I would definitely love to try them out. My roommate is of humanities branch. They deal a lot with ecological related matters. Hence, their teachers have given them contact of an NGO which does publishing as well, although the quality can get compromised sometimes.
Well, it is what it is, right? Well, even if all the above don't work out, I have a contact of a private publisher as well, if you are interested.
But aren't they very expensive?
Yes, they are, but I can get you an early deal if you are interested. Tell you what, let me schedule a meeting for next Friday, and then we'll talk through the same.
Now you have some time to look at your answers. Section 3. You will hear a discussion between two university students and their professor regarding their project. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 30. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 30.
Good afternoon, Professor. I'm a first-year student and have an appointment with you today. Professor, we've completed the initial research for our project on renewable energy sources.
Yes, we've gathered data on solar, wind and hydroelectric power. We have the first draft ready as well.
That's great. You are the first students to have created a draft. Have you analyzed the cost effectiveness of each energy source?
We've started with solar power. It's quite cost-effective in the long run despite the high initial setup costs.
For wind power, the costs are lower, but it's highly dependent on the location.
That is excellent. Besides, don't forget to include the environmental impact in your analysis. That would be very critical for your research. I would suggest visiting the government website and searching all the steps taken by the government in the field of power generation. The power generation campaign was recently launched to provide subsidies for all the companies using solar and wind energy for power generation. Have you visited any sites yet?
Not yet, but we're planning to visit a solar farm next week. Initially, we were planning to visit the solar farm by the countryside, but it's closed during this time of the year due to security concerns. Meanwhile, the one towards the city is under construction, so we plan to visit the solar farm located besides the lake.
Excellent. Make sure to take plenty of notes and photographs. This will be valuable for your presentation. Besides, I hope you guys are aware of the new research project submission date. Initially, we had planned it for the 25th of the next month. But the student committee argued that there is a seminar on the 22, so the students might not get time to submit. Hence, we have moved it to the 30th of the next month.
Oh, that's excellent news. Perhaps we would get more spare time to practice and prepare for our presentations. Which tool do you think we should use for creating visualizations and charts for our presentation? In my opinion, Tableau is a great tool providing excellent visualizations.
Oh yes, Tableau is good. But let's not forget that it is a paid software, and the university would not reimburse the license fee. We can go with Power BI, but there are some issues with its current version. So, that leaves us with Microsoft PowerPoint. I think it is great. Let's use that.
I could not agree more. Let's meet today evening at 5 p.m. in the library. I shall see you there.
Now you have some time to look at your answers. Section 4. You will hear a lecture about the history of the English language. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Professor Linda Martin. I am an English professor and a guest speaker as well. Today we will explore the history of the English language. Although everyone feels that the language English is a Slavic origination, it originally is a Germanic language that originated in England. It has evolved significantly over the centuries. The earliest form of English is known as Old English, spoken from around the 5th century. This period was followed by Middle English, which developed after the Norman conquest in 1066. Since it was an ancient time, Not much has been written about it in our history books. Modern English emerged in the late 15th century. Throughout its history, English has borrowed extensively from other languages, including Latin, French, and Scandinavian languages. Today, English accounts for at least 70% of total speakers of the Germanic language branch. And as of 2005, it was estimated that there were over 2 billion speakers worldwide. Do we have any questions from the audience? Okay, so this is the end of today's lecture. Tomorrow, we will delve deeper into this subject. Have a great day, everyone, and enjoy the evening. I will see you tomorrow.
Now you have some time to look at your answers. That is the end of the listening test.